addictive. It's totally addictive.
That sense of just, I was coming undone. It just amazement and awe.
The first time you set a word in metal type and you take a piece of paper and you roll it over, it's like I have created fire. I am a human.
Printing is, traditionally it's called the art preservative of all arts. What that means is that printing is what sustains and advances every art and every science. And it's why Gutenberg is given the title, the man of the millennium. Printing as the printing press is the machine of the millennium, because nothing else could happen, certainly not at the speed at which things have happened in the last 500 years, without the advent of printing. This is the secret behind the printing press that changes the world, the ability to make movable metal type. This is really the genius of Gutenberg, the tool that changes the world. This is a mold, the type mold, two halves. The two halves come together and they interlock. And there's actually a cavity in the center where we're going to fill that up with molten metal. Pour metal into the mold. If you make 1,000 M's, they'll all be exactly the same as each other. This mold, for the most part, remained unchanged up until the middle to the end of the 19th century. So you're talking 400 years, you're still using Gutenberg's technology. And it doesn't change much. If Gutenberg walked into a printing shop in the early 18th century, even the early 19th century, he'd still be relatively familiar with the machines. This is what we call a font of type. Of course, notice the capacity of my hard drive here. I get 12 fonts. Nowadays, with our digital type, you can have a CD-ROM disk with 1,000 fonts on it and make them any size, style, weight, shading, underline, bold, and it would fill up, an entire city block.
It's incredible to see how much letterpress has just blown up in the last, 10 years. When I was a student, I pursued a degree in book arts focusing on letterpress. And everyone told me, what are you going to do with this degree? I mean, you're getting an art degree, and on top of that, a book arts degree, and print is going to die, and there's going to be no more books, and it's all going to be digital. And I never thought that I would be at this point where letterpress is just such a craze.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
How can we regain that sense of the tactile, interaction and with material? I think that's why letterpress is so hot right now. It's the only way to explain it. People are just loving this.
You talk about something that's tactile, and you talk about, how people react emotionally to touching something versus something that they see on the screen. You will not react digitally to information, but you will react to something that you can physically touch and that you can physically relate to. There is something about being physical as humans that we haven't left yet. I've been doing this for 20 years. That first proof still sends a chill up my back.
I was drawn here mainly because working on computers every day is something that you can't touch, you can't experience, but this is something you can actually touch. It's textured, it smells like ink. You become one with it almost.
Oh, yeah.
I'm one of the lucky people. I get to come in here every single day and live with language. I'm the luckiest person in the world.